for tuning in to Beacon Marketing's Beacon 5. 5 things to know about marketing this week. My name is Roger Gallegos. I'm the founder and CEO of Beacon Marketing. Today I am going to be starting a series that I'm going to be holding throughout the month of December 2020, where we're looking ahead to 2021. I want to outline some things that I feel are going to be important in the upcoming year. Of course, with only 4 weeks and 4 topics, it's not going to be a comprehensive list, but just some of the highlights that I believe will help you get in the right mindset. So whether you're viewing these videos as they come out or even throughout 2021, these are a good resource to have, because they'll either help you prepare for the upcoming year or remind you of certain things that you should and potentially should not be doing. So that said, we're going to jump right into our first topic, which we're going to be talking about bad habits, specifically habits that you need to be avoiding in 2021. And this, I thought of this topic because I was actually doing some research for a client of mine, and I was looking at competitors, and a lot of his competitors doing the same thing, and I was like, they shouldn't be doing that, or they shouldn't be doing that. And so it got me thinking, like, there's some habits that as marketers, whether you're a professional marketer like myself who does it for my business and other companies, or you're marketing for yourself, for your business, we all have bad habits. So what are some of those habits that we could just, say enough with, let's cut them out, let's get on the right page, and how can we move forward? So do things the right way. So that's what we'll be talking about today. So without any further ado, let's jump right into it by talking about the first bad habit you need to break is not aligning your goals. What I mean by that is your marketing goals and your organizational goals need to be aligned. A lot of times what I see is a company will say we want to grow revenue, but then they don't really define how they're going to do that. So they just start promoting everything that they want to do, and then so they start on their website or in their social media or in their emails, they kind of say we do everything or we help all these people, and then what happens is they don't get the right customers, or those customers that come in do not buy the right products or services. Now I understand, you may be sitting there saying, well, don't we just want them to make a purchase? Partly yes, but in reality what you really want is you want the right customers to come in and buy the right product or service, meaning the ones that you have the highest profit margin, or the ones that you could turn out and do the best and easiest and quickest turnaround, because you really want to make your marketing efficient and bring in the most dollars and have the highest ROI. So when you align your organizational marketing goals, you define what your revenue wants to be, because ultimately, that's what we're in business for. You're for profit. You want to drive that revenue. You're identifying how are you going to drive that revenue, and then your marketing outlines how you're going to reach out and deliver that messaging so you get the right customers and buying the right product and services. So the first habit you need to break is not aligning the two. If you align those two, then your marketing becomes much more efficient, and you're able to more easily grow your business because you're targeting the right customers and delivering the right products and or services. So that's the first one, not align your goals. The next habit, and this is something that is easily fallen into, is being the focus of your marketing. Your customers need to be the star of your story. Even though it's your story, even though it's your business, you need to make your customers feel like they're the star, that you're there for them, because that's who you're there for. If not for your customers, you wouldn't exist. You don't need to convince yourself that you're a good business. You need to convince your customers, your target audience, the people that you want to come and spend money with you, that they are the star of the story. So there's ways to do this, like make sure that you put your messaging on the platforms and where they get their information. I once worked with a guy who sold radio ads, and he said that he could not get a client. It took months to get a client to realize that it didn't matter that if he put ads on the radio stations that he listened to, he had to put the ads on the radio stations that his customers listened to. It took him a while to get him to understand this, because again, he's not trying to convince himself, he's trying to convince his customers. Secondly, you want to make sure you focus on your target audience's pain points. I talked about this last month in a blog and in a video. So if you haven't seen that, you can go back and check the archives of my YouTube channel or on my Facebook, sorry, not Facebook, on my blog, on my website. So you can check those out. But what you need to do is focus on the audience's pain points. It's okay to tell your story a little bit, but always make sure you tell it through the lens of helping your customers and how what you do is meant to drive your need to help your customers and make them the star of your story. If you do that, again, it's similar to the first point of this. You're going to be more efficient because you are addressing your customers' needs and making them the star of your story. So the second habit you need to break is being the focus of your own marketing. Don't do that. Next is focusing solely on the sale. This is another thing that I talked about last month. You don't want to just focus on the sale by saying to buy this or do this or here's these products and services. That message gets really, really tiring. Again, you want to focus on being a resource, focus on addressing your clients' needs by giving them sometimes free resources or information or just being there to give answers. If you do that long enough, you set up that rapport with your customers, they're going to learn to like, trust, and then eventually love you, and ultimately that leads to the customer advocacy where they're sending you customers. That does take a little bit of time, but eventually what happens is the sale becomes an afterthought because you've already done all that groundwork, so you don't have to work hard for the sale. All you're doing is hopefully doing comes after you. It's just being real, being a good, helpful person, being a good, helpful company, and that becomes part of your culture. So the third thing is don't focus solely on the sale and your marketing. Focus on being a resource. Make your make your customers the star of your story, and you're just going to have a strong, loyal customer base that's going to keep coming back. Number 4, this is a big one. Not using all of your resources as a marketer, and I fall prey to this. So, I'm not a good editor. My wife is a wonderful editor. She's actually trained to be an editor. She's studied how to be an editor. A lot of times I get busy and I don't send her stuff to edit, and then I put it live, or I send out an email and it has errors in it because I'm not a good editor. That's a real weakness of mine. So I need to use my resources smartly by saying, hey, sweetheart, I know you're busy, but can you take a quick look at this email? Or can you take a quick look at this messaging or this blog that I wrote? And if I give her enough time, if I help with the little one, she does it 99% of the time at that moment when I ask her to do it. So for you, understand what your weaknesses are and detail all your resources that are at your disposal so they can help you. You could use them to help you with any shortcomings, and B, just to get stuff done. Marketing your business, it's a tough task. It's something you have to be engaged in almost on a daily basis. And if you try to do everything by yourself on top of trying to operate your business, you're going to get burnt out. And then because your business needs that day-to-day attention more than your marketing is going to fall off until you just not do it. But if you detail what you're trying to accomplish, like, as we talked about in the first step, in terms of aligning your goals, and in that process, detail what resources you have and understand how you could use those resources to make your life and your job a little bit easier, you will get the most out of your marketing, and you will find ways to be a consistent and effective promoter of your business. But you just have to understand what your resources are before you can properly use them. So number 4, not use all your resources. And then what this all pretty much leads up to is number 5, and what I call random acts of marketing. We need to stop that in 2021. And what random acts of marketing is when you just send a random email or a social media post or even something on your website that doesn't really do anything. You have to, if you're going to take the time to go onto Facebook or go to some sort of social media scheduler or draft an email and send out, you should have a purpose, and that purpose should be something more than just buy this. Is because as point number 3, just a focus on the sale, you're not going to have a heavy amount of success or especially consistent success if all you're doing is focusing on the sale. What you want to do is tell a story over a period of time of who you are and how you help your customers, again making them the star of the story. So have a plan. detail how you're going to do this. And then, I've done plenty of videos that outline how you could do this slowly and effectively, so you're not burning yourself out. In fact, I always say start with one marketing channel and really master that. And it's like the kind of weightlifting and add on quote unquote weights to that by saying, okay, we're going to do a little extra messaging, or now we're going to try a different social media platform and build yourself up to it. But you want to at least have a plan so you understand who you're targeting, what product and services are you focusing on, what social media platforms or marketing channels are you going to be spreading your messaging on, and what forms of content are you developing. If you understand those things, then you can start creating a plan similar to the plan I have with my content that I do every month. Every month I sit down and I say, these are the 4 topics I want to cover on, or 5 if there's 5 Fridays in a month. I detail the blog title, the blog video. I go in and I outline a short description and a caption for them and the points I want to make in them, and then from there I start producing the content. That's a plan that helps me be more focused, and it gives me a purpose when I'm putting this content out. It's not just kind of by happenstance. I do this intentionally. So the flip side of random acts of marketing is something I call marketing with intent. That's having a plan. So to really be successful, you want to have a plan for your marketing efforts. So quick recap of the 5 habits that you need to break moving into 2021. Not aligning your goals, being the focus of your own marketing, focusing solely on the sale, not using all your resources, and random acts of marketing. If you can find a way to get rid of most, if not all of those, you'll be in a much better place to be more effective with your marketing. So that's it for me today. As always, please let me know what you think about this. What habits have you done? Are you looking, do you think, okay, well, you make a good point there, Roger, I need to break that. As always, please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I want to hear from you. Again, thank you so much for tuning into this week's video. I'll be continuing the Looking Ahead to 2021 series next week, where we'll be talking about voice search. I'm really excited for that because that's a brand new, it's not brand new, but it's an emerging technology I think is really going to help really change and revolutionize marketing. So I'm really looking forward to that. So again, my name is Roger Gallegos. This has been Beacon Marketing Speaking 5 things you need to know about marketing this week. Talk to you next week. You guys have a great one. Bye.